Hi everyone, welcome to Social Studies. We are going to continue learning about one of our 5 themes of geography today, and that theme that we are working on is human-environment interaction. So remember, we're talking about how do humans interact with the environment. We talked about 2 words this past unit, which are adapt and to modify. Remember, when we're adapting, we are adapting ourselves. What are we changing so we can fit into our environment? For example, putting on a nice warm coat or building our home up on top of some stilts in case water comes. That's us adapting to our environment. And the other word we talked about was to modify. Modify is when we change the environment to help us survive. So we are actually changing our environment so we can fit into it better. All right, we're going to continue talking about that today, and we're going to look at the positive and negative interactions that humans can cause by modifying our Earth. So positive and negative interactions that we could cause simply just by living here on Earth. You should have already went through your reading for today and learned about some great information there. There's also 2 videos you should have watched before here, and that's going to talk a little bit more about humans, how humans can change our environment. Before we move on, I do want to talk about these images here. So this first image is how can we hurt our Earth? So if you're taking a look at this picture here, there are several things in here that I could pinpoint that are interactions that humans have on our Earth that harm our Earth. Okay, so let's see if you can think of any. I'm going to stop for a moment here. You can pause your video if you need more time. What do you see that is a negative impact on our Earth? Make sure you pause if you need more time. I'm seeing quite a few things here. First, what stands out to me is all the smoke, the pollution going up into our air and our atmosphere that causes harm to our Earth. And it's pollution. It is causing pollution on Earth. I also see some trees that have been cut down. Only the tree stump is left. That could be considered deforestation, where too many trees are being cut down and not enough are being planted in their place. And then down here I see a car, which we know cars can be harmful to the environment as well when they have their exhaust come out. We have some type of gunk being put into the water, probably from a factory, and some just trash that is being poured into our waters, which unfortunately this is something we see all too often in our own lakes and rivers near us, is trash being thrown out where it should not be thrown out. So all negative impacts here. You can see our Earth does not look very happy about this. They are very sad because it is hurting the Earth when this happens. So those are our negative impacts. Let's scroll down a little bit and look at something a little more positive. So some positive impacts here. I see some recycling going on right here. That is our recycling symbol and things being put into the recycling bin. We might see somebody picking up trash. Compost. Composting is when we put our old or our almost finished food into a bin to create nice, beautiful, nutrient-rich soil. So we could put, for example, apple cores, eggshells, banana peels, things like that into a compost bin, and that adds nutrients to our soil. When we add nutrients to our soil, it allows our plants to be planted there, and they can grow a lot better with that extra nutrients. And I see maybe a new tree being planted, and this light bulb here is representing electricity. So when we're looking at electricity, we're thinking of ways that we can still have electricity, because of course we need that to survive as humans, but how can we do it in a green way? So think of using things that are renewable resources is what we call them. So the wind, the sun, water, things like that are really going to be able to be reused, okay? Your assignment for today is going to be this assignment right here. You're going to download this into Notability. Positive and negative interactions. So you're going to look at two images here, starting with your first one. In this image, you're going to look at positive impacts on the environment seen in this picture here. So take a look at things that are going on in this image. Ooh, let's see. I see some wonderful squares on top of all of these buildings. Do you know what those squares are? If you don't know, or maybe you do, those are solar panels. They are collecting energy from the sun. That is a renewable resource that does not harm our planet at all. That is why you see those on these roofs here. I also see some wind turbines. This is going to collect the energy from the air. As the wind is moving, they spin and they generate clean energy. Ooh, lots of good stuff. If I zoom in over here, I see a charging station. That makes me think these are some electric cars. I also see people riding bikes. And down in this bottom part, we have some recycling going on. Somebody is hanging their clothes on a hanging rack. Why would that be beneficial? Think about that. Why is it beneficial to dry your clothes on a clothing rack versus using the dryer? And I see a stand over here that says organic food. That means you're not using any chemicals when you are growing that food. So many great things in this image here. You are going to pick two positive impacts that you see in this image. Then you're going to explain why this is a positive impact. So for example, I could write here, could say, one positive I see in this image is the use of solar power. This is a positive impact because it creates clean energy. Period. That could be an example here for my first sentence or my first section. Then you are welcome to use my example for your number one spot here if you would like. That is completely fine. And then you're going to come up with your second one for your second box. So again, you're going to write the positive impact you see and then explain why it's a positive impact. For the bottom section, you are going to look at, again, another image here, and this time we're going to be looking at the negatives. Oh, so if I'm looking at this image right here, I see a lot of things that could be harmful to our environment. You are going to pick two that you see from our image here, and then explain to me how they are harmful to our environment. So for example, if I were to pick this dumping right here, so I would say, there are companies that can dump sludge or gunk into our waterways. And then I would say this is harmful because it pollutes our waters. All right, just one example for you there. Make sure you complete this. You should have at least 2 sentences for each section right here. So 2 sentences, all right? When you are done, make sure you submit this back into Schoology for credit, and so your teachers can take a look at it. If you have questions, always reach out. Have a great day.